Now, you see, today is a wonderful morning because it rained all morning. It was a blessed day. You know, when I got up this morning, I was like, yo, I'm going to ride and basically just, fix things, sort things out, set up things for my travel. And I realized that it was raining aggressively. So I thought to myself, I said, maybe it could be the same type of rain as last time, but it stopped so far, so which is good. Now, I want people to understand that the things of society today has drastically changed, right? Of course, that's my ride, you know, as frisky. Now, I want people to understand that that is the trend of the summer. And I am saying that the way they are creating, electric bikes, basically modified version of, automotive vehicles that in fact can basically make your life easier. I mean, with a machine like this, you can go anywhere, like on road, off road. You can basically, it's light, right? But yet strong and durable, like all these other um, frames, right? And you see, it comes with that battery, the specific battery that is like about, like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, about like 5 centimeters to 20 centimeters long, right? It's not that heavy. It weighs like, let's say, altogether, this will weigh like maybe 80 kg, 80 kilograms or 85, 9 kilograms, right? So, I mean, with this, with the fat tires, you're able to resist so many, of the terrain of society. You're able to do so many different things with this, but it makes your life easier. You don't need to buy insurance. You see what I mean? Insurance is not something that you need to buy because you have something like that. And basically, it gets the job done. It doesn't go as fast as, the cars and the motorcycles and stuff, but this is a decent pace where you will get to where you're going. Like, let's say, for example, if you're traveling, let's say 40 minutes out, right? If it takes a car 40 minutes to get there, it will take you like, 15 extra minutes. So you would be about 15, what's it called? 550. So if that car arrived at 540, you would arrive at 555, basically, right? Which doesn't make much of a difference, right? Because you can set yourself up to be able to get there on time. But if there's traffic, this is specifically good for traffic because you don't have to stay in traffic. You can easily go on the sidewalk and ride out of traffic, right? In and out. You can go on the road and off the road, which is unique, right? But really, I want to talk about words of encouragement, the motivation, the determination of your soul, right? Now, I want you to understand the Lord has already indicated that you and how you serve God does not have to be in any facility, but the facility within you, because you are a temple. So just remember, doing kindness, helping the society that you live in, doing all of those things, if you do not do it out of genuine love, if you do not do it out of authentic love, because people can help to unhelp, right? Think about it. Lucifer is not going to send his soldiers and warriors without a plan. And I feel like Christians, have been captured as slaves of Satan, and they're not even aware of it because of some of the things that they do on a natural basis. What are some of the things that they do? They accept a lot of donations. Now, you see, when you accept a lot of donations, I'm not saying donations not good, but what is the intention of that specific donation that is happening, right? Because of course you need help, right? Not the government could give you everything. You need the people's help as well. But the money, the fact that money has become so primitive, meaning that it's so important that people value the money more than the human life. And so a lot of times when you find people are starving and hungry, they will accept anything. That's why in the last days, right? In the last days, what do? They say, you know, let's basically control every aspect, from food to entertainment, to education, to health, right? Your steps. All of these things are tracked specifically for what particular reason? It is tracked because they are what? Gathering intel and data to be able to pinpoint exactly who is who, what did so and so do at a certain point in time. So basically controlling the freedom of all humans. Now, what happens then is what? You have to come up with a much better alternative plan for survival. You know, people are focused on doing certain things, but what happens when they go? What happens when you pass away? Where are you going to go? I encourage people, just whatever you are doing, I do not know what you are doing, but there are two things that you always must involve in your life. It doesn't matter. So, obi betumi aka kyerɛ say, "Eyi, woyɛ nipa say," or "You are no good." They can tell you anything, right? But you, as a human being, you have to understand this. Number one, are you truthful to God? Huh? Because Satan can trick you. Satan can pretend that they're truthful to you. People, right? Because not all the time can you tell your full truth to people. But to God, because God knows, you must tell him the truth. So if you are okay with telling the truth 100% to the people who deserve the truth, because not everybody deserves the truth, I'm telling you. Because sometimes when you tell the truth to the wrong people, they will take the truth and twist it and make the truth wrong. So those people you keep the truth from until it's projected in a wide audience where you have witnesses and things, you know, much different perspective of how you handle your situations. So why am I saying all of these things? Because what does God say? Do you know or do you not know? Are you true or are you not true? Will you listen and do or will you not do? All these things that is being told to you or given to you, right? What does that mean? It means God understands what you are going through. And God has given you weapons, you know, weapons of knowledge, weapons of physicality, so many different sectors of blessings that is given to you. However, do not modify it to sort of negotiate with other people that do not believe you or believe in what you are doing, but they have similar ideologies. You see, let me explain it in this way, in this aspect, right? What's it called? Why the aspect of understanding your power and your ability. You see what I mean? The aspect of understanding your power and your ability. And the fact that you have to make certain decisions at a particular time. And regardless of who is watching and who's listening, it is God that wakes you up. Okay? It is God that you need to answer to. It is nobody else. Do not be confined by others' modification. Evildoers will do evil to those who have light. You know? Because they want to discourage you. They want to, encourage you to go on the wrong path so that you can suffer the misery that they have been through. People have done evil to all kinds of people, right? But just remember, knowing God is about understanding. There are certain moments that you can tell if a person knows God or not. If when those moments arise, right, then the truth cannot hide anymore. The truth will always float to the surface, right? That's when you have to understand what is really going on. Lots of people are playing Monopoly with God's kingdom, playing Monopoly with God's people, right? Think about the sectors that control certain levels of worship. Think of it like this. We all have to know God. If you don't know your creator, then that is one of the saddest things, if you have not tried to get to know your creator. And if you think that there is no creator, there has to be. It just does not make sense that there is no creator. There is. And we are not created by an accident. You see what I mean? Because guess what? If we're created by accident, why are we confined to rules that is in society today? Where did those rules come from? And it did not just come from humans. It had to come from a higher level of hierarchy, right? Anarchy or hierarchy. It has to come from a higher level of that. Do you see what I mean? So, be better in your spiritual life. Do not be selfish with your prayers. You see, God is not like, as people think, oh, he doesn't know or he's not cool. He's all of us. That's what people have to understand. He's all of us. Whatever we're going to do, he has done. Whatever we're going to do, he has done. Because without him, there is no existence. Without him, there is no life. Inti dia wa ye no. And dream said Dionim Anna said what he knows or who he is, don't think that he doesn't know. Don't think he doesn't understand. God understands. But humans have difficult time trying to fully understand what is really taking place in this place, So, can't give up on God. Doesn't matter what situation happens. If you die and you never gave up on God, God will accept you. So, it is up to you to make that decision. Nobody else can save you. Our dream, who said, you think somebody can hear your prayers and give you a pardon? Only God can give you a pardon. You understand? If angels intervene, it is God that have ordered the angels to intervene. And don't trust people so much, but trust God. Pray about every situation that you're in because you need to. God is your GPS, your compass that does not make mistakes. The architect. You know, the perfect architect, that's who God is. That's who God is. He determined. That's who God is. So you tell me what it is that you want to achieve, what it is that you think is important in this world. Do you think it's you? Do you think it's the opportunity to be used by God in such a way, in a measurable style? God says, clean yourself so I can bring you to the ball. So clean yourself so I can bring you to the ball. At the end of the day, are you clean? Don't depend on other people. Ati the Americano. You hear what I'm saying? Pray to God. Ask him to guide you. Because he's the only one that's going to say you're going here or you're going there. He's the only one that says how long you live. Everybody else cannot tell you that. And if they can, guess what? It is God that has ordered that. Like, you know, sources, we know about sources. Sources thrive. It helps businesses thrive. It helps society thrive. It helps the world thrive, because you need resources and sources of those resources in order for you to elevate society. You want to build infrastructure. You want to grow society. You want more unity. You want guidance. You know, all of these things. You have to do that, right? But so what is the source for God? What is that situation in that aspect? Because you see, here's a big problem. People are ignoring God from one aspect, and they're going the other direction to think that maybe, let's say, if they ignore God, they can actually go specifically to a next source that God has contracted and get the power from them. These things show that, you know, it doesn't make any sense. You don't go to a third party. You don't leave from the original party to go to a third party to get a subcontract in order to get your skills, because the consequences that come with the subcontract is not made by God. It is made by the entity that has secured a contract with God, because God deals with both sides, good and bad. That's what I'm trying to say. All these people, wait, or you this, or you that, or to me, this and that. But it is the order of God that has given them domain in what lane they should play in. That's basically what it is. So don't be discouraged. People might say, well, you know, this is what you do. This is what you're doing. Oh, you can't change. No, it is God. Have the relationship with God. Don't be discouraged. Don't be fooled. Don't think that you're less important and you can't be the best. And don't let what others say about you determine what you can do and what you can't do. Sometimes even in environments, people try to manipulate that aspect of environment in order for you to seem bad. You know? However, that is something that you should never ever, you know, put in that concept. That is something that you should never ever be discouraged and say, well, you know, I am not good enough, or this and that and no. You're awake. Somebody that's dead, if you ask them, hey, I will give you 1 hour of life for $1 billion, they will accept it, because life is more valuable, more important than anything else. Without life, you don't have a purpose. You don't exist, right? You cannot move because the life that lives in you does not run on time. Life does not run on time. But our mission has a timer on it. So when we're on a mission, right, the time on it is what you don't know. The timing with it is what you don't know. You know? So that's the aspect that you have to understand. Your timing, you know, your timing can always, right, can always be off because you don't specifically know when you're going to go. You don't know. That's why it's important to find your mission. So there's so many people, they didn't wake up today. They never woke up today. Why didn't they wake up today? Because, right, their time is up. Now, what is your time? When is your time? When is your time up? Exactly. You don't know. But you can prepare yourself and put it in structured way where it will benefit you in the long run. Do you see what I mean? It will benefit you in the long run if you do the proper things. Be motivated. Don't be discouraged. Everything that takes place is the order of spirits taking place. What God has planned and put into place, it's perfect. We are not perfect, so we can do the best we can, right? But just make sure, no matter who you are, what you do, what job, title you have, know God. Just remember, evil cannot escape. You know, sometimes people do things and act like, oh, hey, if I go to my Obia man, right? If I travel often, I go see my Obia man. My Obia man is basically going to basically, you know, help me fight and protect myself and do all kinds of things. But then you have to realize that Obia power is not more powerful than God's power. Obia's power is God. It's basically people, demons that have a subcontract with God, temporary contract with God, so that they are allowed to sublet their power that they subcontracted from God to be used in their conditions, not specifically in their terms, because they have a connectivity of understanding of that aspect. They have that. So because they have that kind of aspect and concept, what they do now is say, you know what? You want money? I can give you money. You want kids? I can give you kids. You want fame? I can give you fame. But I need you to do these things because it's not the natural process of things, because God would not require those things from you, but his requirements are different. So they have a different understanding with God, right? And the subcontractors that basically go to these, you know, groups, occult organizations, and they pledge their soul so that they can be what? Basically a vessel. They can be a vessel that is within them, and then that vessel essentially is going to take them to a next aspect of basically what they want. So if they wanted the money, they get the money, but they might say, well, you have to give up your seed, you know, the life that you're supposed to multiply with children, right? So they know that the bigger blessing is within your seed, because if you multiply, right, your children, when they come, they're going to bring abundance of blessing, and this is free of charge, simply because of the blessings of God and his laws, right? But if you ignore that because of hunger and greed, the situations that do put pressure on people, in society. It does. Because everybody's having difficulty on what to do. Financial system is upside down. Poverty levels are aggressively increasing. Poor countries, right? You're seeing homelessness, about homelessness, but their problem is not, it's not unsolvable, meaning that the federal government could initially easily fix that problem within 30 days, making everybody not homeless. You see what I'm saying? They can. It's very easy. It's like ABC. That's basically is one of the easiest problems. But why are they not doing it? And it is aggressively increasing, but they can solve the problem. But why are they not doing it? Is what I want to know. They can solve this issue. It's not a problem because they have the solution. There are so many solutions that can be provided to help those who are in need. Why isn't it being solved? Maybe it's a political matter. But that is something we'll talk about next time. Stay motivated and have a great